Hey everyone, and welcome to the show. This is YarnGasm, episode 63, and I'm Kristen. Welcome to the show. It is January 13th, 2013, and we are a week into the new year. I hope everyone's enjoying it. And yeah, just a couple of housekeeping notes before we delve into the show. If you've known this podcast when I started, I think maybe three and a half years ago, you know that I started out as an audio podcast, and only recently, maybe about 15 episodes ago, switched over to vidcasting. And in addition, I've been providing the audio version of the video for those of you who have been with me since the beginning, just because, I didn't want to leave you guys in the dark, because I know some of you prefer to listen to the audio versus video. I'm trying to make everybody happy, but the sad news is I think going forward I am going to just be doing video casting. I know, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But literally there are just not enough hours in the day. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but the audio recording, like getting an audio podcast out there for me is a little bit more time consuming than putting out a video podcast. Because if you think about it, like the audio, I tend to say and ah a lot, and I know when I listen to audio podcasts, if there are too many ums and ahs, this is just me, like, I can get, I hear it and it gets a little, I can look over it, but I know, like, that you guys don't want to hear that. So when I edit audio, I have to go in and I try to cut out as many ums and ahs as I possibly can, and all those dead silent spaces. There's a lot to it if you don't podcast, so just FYI. Video is easier for me to just get in and get out and, put it out there a lot quicker. Just upload it to Blip and that's all there is to it. But yeah, so I mean, I know there are some of you who just prefer the audio podcast, and I'm sorry. I can't please everybody, and, I do this for free, so it's like, I got to do what works for me, and this works for me, and I'm having fun with it, and yeah. So I'm very sorry. You can still, I hope that you subscribe to the video podcast, because, I love showing you guys, what I'm working on, and I know some of you prefer, like, enjoy that actually, as opposed to, having to go back to my blog and looking up links and stuff like that, where it's like, oh, here's what she's talking about. So yeah, I hope that I love that that's working out for some of you, and I've been just getting great feedback about the video podcast. So thank you, to everybody for, if you listen and watch, But anyway, if you would like to continue watching the podcast, vidcast, just go to iTunes or blip.tv and search YarnGasm or Voolenvine. That's VOOLENVINE, and I should come up and just subscribe. It's very easy. Again, I will put all this in the show notes. So yeah, I know. I really hate to disappoint you guys, and yeah, it breaks my heart, but I got to do what works for me. So, and this works. So, and yeah, so that's pretty much it about that. Next up on the docket, knitnook.net. Yeah, if you are familiar with it, it's kind of my pet project that I started earlier in the year, where I was kind of like looking for inspiration for, because I just moved to this apartment maybe a year ago, and I was like looking around for inspiration for stuff that I want to decorate my new knit nook with, and I said, hey, maybe I'll create a blog, just put that stuff there and just keep it running, like little cool things that, not just for me, but for everybody, why not? It was fun. It was a little fun project. And I also got to interview some wonderful people, knitters, dyers, designers, pattern spinners, and what have you. Just wonderful fiber people. And it's great. But, again, not enough time, not enough hours in the day. So I couldn't keep it up. I kind of let it slide. I stopped updating it, kicking myself. The hope was to eventually, once I had enough time, I don't know when that will be, but, I wanted to start it up again and get it going. But long story short, the domain expired, and according to WordPress, in a nutshell, a spammer swooped in, bought the domain without me knowing, and has since started spamming my site. you know, it's called scraping, that according to WordPress, and apparently I cannot do anything about it unless I want to press charges. Again, I wasn't getting paid for it, and I don't have time for this stuff. I really don't, and I don't want to press charges. It's a crappy thing to happen. I'm so angry, frustrated. It's annoying, and you guys are probably getting, who subscribe to it, are probably getting spammed in your RSS feeder from that link. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's infuriating, and who knows? I'm wiping my hands of it. Knitnook.net, rest in peace. I don't know. It's sad. It's very sad. And all those wonderful interviews, they're still there, but I will be transferring them to Voolenvine.com. Fear not. All is not lost. So who knows? Maybe I will start it up again just on my blog, because maintaining one blog is easier than maintaining 2 blogs. I don't know. So there you go. Housekeeping notes 101. That's all there is this week. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm Debbie Downer today, but let's get on to more, you know, uppity stuff. Life in general, updates. Yeah, I should probably just graze over this really quickly because more Debbie Downer stuff, but nothing too, you know, I'll get into it in a little bit. But anyway, Friday, I had my wisdom tooth extracted. The last one, the last of the 4. It had to get done. I'm fine. I'm fine. My face was out to here on Friday, but I'm okay. Did not need stitches. Totally painless. Was in and out of there. I think the wait, actually, my appointment was at 4, and I did not get out of there until around like 6:30. The wait was worse than the actual procedure. I kid you not. Like, I hate the dentist. I cannot stand going. Nothing against them in general. I just don't like people poking around in my mouth. So I was like just sitting there in the waiting room texting Dennis. I'm freaking out, and I'm freaking out. Just the idea of someone taking issue. Yeah, you can imagine. You've probably done this yourselves. You know, but the actual process of having the tooth removed, painless. I was fine. I was joking around with the dentist right after. It was like, have a shot of tequila for me. I don't know. it was hilarious. But yeah, I'm here today podcasting, and yeah, let me see. Did I have any more updates? I'm checking my show notes. I'm not sick anymore, apparently, according to my show notes, which is good. I just been pounding the airborne. I'm not sick anymore. I can't say the same for people in my office or my friends because everyone around me is sick. I don't want to get sick again. It was not fun. So thank you to everybody who wished me well. It worked. Whoever is still sick, I wish you well in return. Please don't go to work if you're sick. Stay home. You heard it from me. You have my permission. Stay home. Don't sneeze on the subway and touch a hand railing. I've seen things this week that I just don't care to see again. So, yeah. Okay, on to knitting. On to knitting. What's off the needles? Well, I have something off the needles this week. I'm in a good mood today. I don't know what that's about. I'm very giddy today, but maybe it's because I have a finished object. So yeah, as you know, if you follow me on Twitter, the Facebook page, or Instagram, I finished my lace shawl design, my first one. And as you know, I've been taking Miriam Felton's lace shawl knitting on Craftsy, which is a wonderful class. If you have any desire to learn lace knitting at all, I highly recommend you take it. I'll post a link in the show notes. She's a wonderful teacher. And I finished my lace shawl. Yay! I still have to name it. I don't know what to name it. But I've been, like, I've seen similar patterns like this, but nothing, there's always just one difference that, like, something about it that was not speaking to me, and this is like a stitch pattern that I've had my eye on for a while, and I would always wish that I had there was a shawl pattern for it, and so I took matters into my own hands, apparently, and I made one. So very happy with it. I actually have to reblock the edges because I wanted them to have teeth, but I pulled at the wrong edge, and now I want this part right here to kind of point out. So I will reblock it. And yeah, labor of love, guys. This is Handmaiden Sea Silk, which is a fingering weight in their pewter colorway. And this was actually, the yarn was a wedding gift, from a gift certificate that somebody in our family had purchased for us. So this has been languishing in my stash for quite some time, a year and a half perhaps. Yeah, so I am very excited about it. Very, very excited about it. I have the pattern written up. It will be available. I will put it out there. So, which brings me to this. If anybody is interested in test knitting, shoot me a DM, PM on Ravelry, on Twitter, what have you, because I am looking for test knitters. Maybe like two or three. So, yeah, let me know. And I am actually working on a second version because I'll be honest, silk, it's lovely. It's lovely, 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 but it's not cozy, and I need something cozy for the winter. So this is more just kind of a like very elegant. I could wear this to a wedding or something, or just in general. Maybe I'll wear it to work on Monday. I don't know, but it's not warm. It's silk. I don't know. I've never really. This is kind of like. By the way, this is my hitchhiker shawl, which I don't know. I don't think this has ever made an appearance on the show. Maybe a long time ago when I had my bad camera, but this is Blue Moon Fiber Arts Socks That Rock Lightweight in their Smokin' Cause I Am colorway, which I love. I love. This was my first Blue Moon Fiber Arts purchase, and I couldn't think of a better, because like the colorway was so pretty, and I couldn't think of a better way to use it. So I don't know, but you can see like has like a little rust gray and my favorite muted mauve colors in there. So yeah, but let me see. So yeah, this wears very well. I like it. I love it. I love it. Very pretty. I think if I were to knit this again in like silk or something, I would definitely use beads. I think I'm going to use beads for the next one that I'm knitting, which I will show you right now. As you know, like I made a yarn purchase last week from Jimmy Bean's Wool, and this is my same pattern, but I'm just using Madeline Tosh Merino Light in their Dahlia colorway, which is a lovely, I mean, the camera is making this look a lot more fuchsia than it really is, but I'd say that does it justice. But yeah, I love it. It's so cozy, so soft, so squishy. I'm plowing through it. I'm going to be done pretty soon. So as you can see, I'm very excited about this pattern. So, yeah. But what else? I'm just going to wear this the rest of the episode. That's fine, right? Okay. So yeah, that's off the needles. I'm sorry, guys. My camera is really acting up today. I don't know what's with it. Some weeks it's fine. Other weeks, not so much. Oh, yes. And in lieu of learning how to knit lace shawls, I purchased a new stitch dictionary because sorry guys, I'm stepping out of frame. According to Miriam Felton, we should enhance our dictionaries. So I took a little walk over to Bryant Park on my lunch break this past week because I need a little retail therapy. Why not? And if you listen to the Subway Knits podcast with Venus Fueri Maria, she highly recommends this bookstore. It's called Kinokuniya, which is Japanese. They have all these Japanese imported books. Everything there, for the most part, is in Japanese, which obviously I cannot read. But my boss had actually told me about this store as well, and he mentioned that they have pattern books and like knitting books downstairs. So I took a walk over there and picked up 300, which on the back, amazingly, there's English. It says Knitting Pattern Book 300. So I'm guessing there are 300 various stitches within this tome. So very excited to delve in here and check it out. But yes, it's in Japanese, but the good thing about it is it's all charted. If you can read a chart, you will have no problem reading a book like this. So, and there's so many lovely, lovely patterns in here. I'm just totally getting inspired just flipping through it. And I picked up a copy for Stitch Mistress of the TV Knitting podcast. She actually asked me to pick one up for her, so I picked her up a copy. And I will give it to her next time we meet up. So, very excited. So Knitting Patterns Book 300 if you're curious. And they have a whole series of them. I think they have like 500, 100. And the store, again, I will put a link in the show notes. Kinokuniya, which is across the street from Bryant Park in New York City, which is about 42nd Street, I want to say, and 6th Avenue, Avenue of the Americas. So definitely, if you are in the area, check it out. They have lots of cool stuff in there, even if you're not there for knitting or crocheting books. But they have a lovely section downstairs. Highly recommend it. And this actually retailed for $39 plus tax. So yeah, there you go. Okay, next segment. Still on the needles. River cat socks for my grandmother, her Christmas present. I gave them to her in her pouch. She loved them, but this is kind of another reason why my week was so stressful and why it's sort of along the lines of a Debbie Downer episode. She's okay. But last weekend, me and Dennis were supposed to visit her on Sunday, so I called her the night before. Long story short, she wasn't sounding herself. I was worried, and I told Dennis that I was going to just go out there myself tomorrow and make sure she's okay, because she was definitely not, she was not herself. So I get out there. She had to go to the hospital. She's fine, okay? But like my aunt who lives nearby, her sister, and my grandmother's daughter, my other aunt, had to come down. We all took her to the hospital. She's fine. She's dehydrated. She wasn't eating. She must have had a touch of the flu. Again, everyone's sick. I don't know. And she had taken a fall. So yeah, she's not as young. She's going to be 80. She's not as young as she used to be, as I mentioned. I think she's reached a point where she needs a little more TLC. It happens. So, but she's fine. I've been calling her almost every day of the week. I might be going out there next weekend. So, but I did, when I went there, just to cheer her up a little bit, I brought her present. She loved it. She can, I was actually, excuse me. Yeah, when I went to visit her, I brought her, she loved it. She loved the sock. I told her, she was well aware that I was not finished with the second sock, so she knows that's coming. But the funny thing is, when I talked to her yesterday, I had actually I wore my pomme de pin when I went to see her, and I showed it to her, and she's, ooh, that's so pretty. And then I talked to her yesterday, and she's like, I was looking for that sweater that you brought me. I thought it was for me, and I realized that she was looking around for the sweater, and she couldn't find it, but then she realized, oh, that wasn't mine. Poor woman. So, yeah, she's still got her, yeah, she's getting old. I don't know, but, she realized that she had made a mistake, but she's going to be okay. I think so. But anyway, so yeah, I gave that to her. I have to cast on her second sock. I may be getting second sock syndrome, so I really want to cast it on. I might just do that after I'm done podcasting. So again, she's fine. Just a little, she's having a moment. She had a senior moment. So, but the woman is fine. I will keep you updated if need be. But yeah, moving along to brighter, happier days. I don't know. Dennis's cardigan, Cambridge cardigan, which I'm working on. Still on the back. Have not made any progress on that. Sadly, I will get to that as well. I've just been very excited about this little thing right here. So, yeah, I'll get to it. And in the meantime, my mindless knitting has been my zombie BBQ socks, Lorna's laces. Because as I mentioned, I was on the phone a lot all week, on and off with relatives and whatnot, just making sure she's okay. So I put a dent into these a little bit. Plain vanilla socks, nothing fancy. It keeps my hands busy while I'm on the phone. It gives me something to do. And again, these are Lorna's Laces Shepherd Sock in the Zombie BBQ colorway. And again, just to show off again, these are the stitch markers that my friend Ashley got for me. They're part of a set. I'm totally blanking on the name. They're in the, hang on, I think I have, no, They're part of a set, though, from an Etsy. I will put a link in the show notes. I mentioned them last week, but it's an Etsy shop, and they're just all these adorable little wine-themed stitch markers, and she got them for me. So I love them. I love them. So yeah, again, I don't need them on the sock, but they're so adorable. I just wanted to decorate my sock with them. Little wine stitch markers. Yeah. So that's pretty much what I've been working on this week, guys. There's like nothing. I know, it's sad. Just like 2 projects I've been working on. What else? Yarn acquisitions. Here we go. Lots of fun stuff to talk about here. As you know, I also treated myself to some knit picks. It's Christmas and my birthday's coming up. I'm permitting myself to indulge, if you will. So yeah, very excited about that. No shame in doing that. Anyway, I purchased 2 skeins of Knit Picks Capretta in Caviar, which is a lovely blend of, it's a fingering weight, 80% fine merino wool, 10% cashmere, yeah, 10% nylon, and there are about 230 yards per skein. So I got 2 skeins. I think they retail at like $7 US, some change. So 2 skeins, I can get like a shawl out of those. So I think that's pretty good. Cashmere? Hell, why not? And of course it's in, favorite gray caviar colorway. What else? Oh, and they were having a sale on their gloss fingering weight in my favorite colorway, Velveteen, which is a lovely muted mauve, which matches my nail polish. By the way, I did my nails, if you can see, I did my nails before recording because me and Maria from Subway Knits, we were tweeting and we both agree that the only time we can actually let our nails dry is when we were typing up show notes. So, yeah, I took advantage of that time to do my nails. And if you're curious, oh, it's over there, but it's Brucci, Jenny's something. I don't know. They always give them like these weird names. I don't know, but it's a purple Brucci. Show notes, guys. Check it out. I don't know. I haven't decided. Like, I love glitter on my nails, but I haven't decided if I wanted to. I don't know. I'm kind of happy with this color right now. I think it matches. I don't know. But anyway, I digress, like I do. But yeah, this is their Velveteen colorway, which is, again, a lovely muted mauve purple. Same colorway as my Adrienne Unst cardigan, except that was gloss DK. It's the same fiber content, which is should mention that, 70% merino wool and 30% silk. So I've really got to put a dent in that cardigan. It's been languishing my stash for over a year, and it's a great pattern. I highly recommend it. I just got distracted and have not picked it up since, and I'm kicking myself for that. Yeah, so I don't know. It was on sale. I think it was like $3 and change for 1 skein, so I got 2. And there are, again, 220 yards per skein. 2 together, I can knit a shawl. Maybe I'll design something else. I don't know. We'll find out. So yeah, that's it for yarn acquisitions. And I think that's pretty much the end of the episode. Oh! Lots of talking today, guys. By the way, I wanted to say thank you to everybody who joined in or commented on the how you care about your I cannot talk. Okay. Anyway, let's start over, shall we? Thank you to everybody who has commented in the how do you care for your socks thread in the YarnGasm Ravelry group. Because last week I showed you my socks and, how they wear over time, how they're much loved and whatnot, and I just wanted to know, is there a way to prevent them from felting? How do you wash them? And so many of you have left such amazing comments, and I just want to read some of them. So Alice Stitches swears by Opal and Regina yarn for socks. Her method is that she puts socks in a nylon mesh bag and washes them on gentle. And then when they're still damp, she just lets them dry for about 24 hours. So thank you, Alice Stitches, for suggesting that. And Jinx of Jinx Yarns, Laura, hi, says that she says socks are just gonna felt no matter what. They're gonna get worn. But let me see. But yeah, she basically says like it's a combination of the abrasion and your body heat that causes them to felt, and she just says superwash is the way to go. And if you haven't checked out her Etsy shop, please do. She dyes such gorgeous yarn. I've knit several of them. The oil slick socks I think I knit while I was in Cape Cod, very pretty, love them. But yeah, she also another tip that she gives is to knit your socks tight. Whereas, like, if you knit your socks tighter, they're going to last a lot longer and wear less. So you can try that and save your luxury fingering sock yarn for shawls. That's fine by me. But yeah, oh, and I wanted to mention, she also has a vidcast out, The Dyer's Notebook, which is awesome. I mean, I love her. She's adorable. Do check out her vidcast. I will post a link to that in the show notes as well. But yeah, it's The Dyer's Notebook, so check it out. I was actually watching it yesterday while I was finishing my shawl. So yeah. Wool Eyes, wear socks down at. Wait, let me see. My notes are all skewed. Oh, okay. Her socks wear. I had to put two and two together for a second. But yeah, Wool Eye says that her socks usually wear down at the heel part. So her solution to that is to knit an afterthought heel when knitting socks. This way, if they wear at the heels, all you have to do is rip out the heel and re-knit it. So if you really love your socks and you want to put that much effort into them, that's the way to go. So thank you for that. And Anna Elizabeth points out that mentions that the Yarn Harlot wears her wool socks in the shower. Ah, yes, wearing your socks in the shower. I'm all for it. If you want to do that, go ahead. Me, I can't do that. But yeah, then she shampoos them. So if you want to each their own. Whatever works for you guys. I'm laughing internally, but no, I think that's great. I mean, if it makes them last, fine. The shampoo is said to be good for wool and preventing them from felting. So there are many ways to care for your socks. I think what I'm going to take away from this is I will no longer be washing my socks or placing them in the dryer. I think that's what really gets my socks all felty and stuff. I mean, granted, they do felt in my shoe, but I think from now on, I'm probably just going to either, depending on like what their fiber content is, I'm either just going to wash them on gentle cycle or hand wash them. There's no other way around it for me, I think. Yeah, and just wear them to special occasions. I don't know. But yeah, socks are really just going to felt on their own. They're going to do their own thing. So if you love knitting socks, continue doing so. That's what I'm going to do. So felting, it's inevitable. So there you go. But yeah, thank you so much to everybody who's left a comment in there. Really helpful stuff and good advice. So check it out if you are just tuning in. So yeah, that is pretty much the episode. Again, thank you so much to everybody who's left comments, reviews on iTunes. We have 90 people in the YarnGasm Facebook page. Thank you. You guys are amazing. And I'm trying to keep it updated as much as possible. I know, not enough hours in the day. I'm probably going to title the episode that. But anyway, yes, please check that out. Show notes over at voolenvine.com, VOOLENVINE. Again, if you are listening to the podcast, my sincere apologies for not putting any more audio podcasts out. I highly urge you to subscribe to the vidcast version. Just check when you search YarnGasm in iTunes, make sure you look for the little video tag at the bottom. That's how you can tell. Same icon. So when you look up YarnGasm, there are going to be two YarnGasm icons pop up. I think it's the second one over, which is the video. Very sorry. Yeah, I don't know how many times I can say it, but yes, I wish I could put out an audio podcast as well in conjunction with this, but I can't. That said, have a great week, everybody. Happy knitting, and I will see you next time. Bye.